today's live webinar webinar. We'll call it a webinar, where myself and Itamar are going to be helping you guys with a bunch of, I'm actually just waiting for people to come in here, Itamar. Actually, there's no eyeballs on it yet, so I don't want to tell them what we're doing.
Exactly. We can stall for a little bit.
In fact, we've got people jumping on now. So today, the purpose of today's webinar is for us to be able to live help you guys out there. So you might have problems, questions, you want us to take a look at a website, whatever it may be, and give you an idea of what we would do to help you progress with that website. So regardless of whether you've got a very small problem, and I know Mr. Owen Lee Porter, who I was speaking to this morning, he might have some questions. Mr. Randy Rhodes is here. Good to see you, Randy. And Abdelia, good to see you. So the purpose, as I say, of today's webinar is we're going to be on for an hour. We can help you with questions if you've got questions, but in an ideal basis, we would also like to take a look at any website problems that you've got. Obviously nothing major, we don't have time to go and do a 3-hour audit on a website, but any kind of problems you want us to look at, maybe run our eyes over something and check things out, then let us know what the website is. All that we ask in return is that you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you also like Itamar's channel, which is in the first comment on the video as well. So yeah, you've got to like both of those, and at that point we will look at your website and give you some pointers. So we'll just let some people come in anyway. We've got J Deep, Colin Manson, Himanshu from India. So Mr. Christoph Semper from LRT, Link Research Tools. Thank you very much for dropping by, Christoph. It's always good to get nice positive feedback, especially from guys with a top reputation in the industry. Ryan Houghton, good to see you, buddy. So we've got a whole bunch of guys here. So guys, who's Lee? Lee Walpole. Good to see you, buddy. Compliments will get you everywhere. But guys, in the live chat, if you can put a website and the issue that you feel you have, then let us have a look at it and we'll give you some feedback on it, both Itamar and myself. So you get two different opinions and two different sets of eyes and two different ways of thinking for your website. But I'm going to kick things off here, actually, Itamar. And if we can give me a second just to get the URL of this website.
Yeah, so I think in general, this kind of session, it's good for people to share their websites and share their feedback and kind of like what we can do in terms of when we're looking at it, the things that we see right off the bat. So whether it's a kind of UX thing that you may not be sure about and you want a second opinion, but in general, this session is going to be useful. So obviously, as Craig mentioned, if you subscribe to both our channels, so Craig Campbell SEO and Itamar Blauer, and you just drop in your website URL that you want us to check through, we're just going to do our own. Maybe depending on how many people post, we might only have time for maybe 5 minutes-ish per website, but we'll do our best to give you as much value as we can within the time that we've got, really. So,
but yeah, if we can get Owen Lee Porter, Owen, can you put your URL into the live chat and I'll get Itamar to have a look at it for you and give you some feedback on your website. Owen's the guy I was speaking to earlier on. He's got a new website. He's a web designer trying to rank well in Southport, which is a place down in the west coast of England. And yeah, he was just asking for some feedback and advice from me, but I think I told him to come on here. We can give him some tips. So Owen, if you can put that in the the live chat, your URL. That would be great. Ryan Houghton, if I give you a search term, can you tell me your best approach for ranking for it? The site holdings top spot has had it for years. So yeah, go for it. Tell us the search term, Ryan. We can have a look at it. Tommy Finnan, hello, good to see you. Himanshu, singular. So himanshu singular.net. Do you want to pull that one up, Itamar, and give us some feedback on what Himanshu's doing?
Yeah, so would you want me to share my screen, or do you want to get it up on your end, or
you're better sharing your screen.
All right, then let's have a look here. Let me just go on share screen. Okay, and right, so can you see my screen? Is that showing up all right?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, cool. Well, right off the bat, let me just refresh this. And, the site for me, when I put it up initially, loaded up really quickly. So that's obviously really good when you've got good page speed, especially, when people are obviously bouncing off pages that load too slowly. But we can see that this page here initially, right off the bat, there's not too much. It's quite minimalistic in terms of the way that you've got everything displayed. Obviously, we know what you look like, your name, and you just write a bit about yourself. And obviously we can see the internal link here that's going to a forum. So obviously we're not gonna okay, so this is okay, well, right off the bat we've got a broken internal link here. So if somebody's trying to access the knowledge and secrets that you've got, and they're clicking through, but the page isn't found. So obviously that's the first thing I can point out already. Make sure that the links that you have, your internal links, are working. We've got your social channels here, I can see. Your Facebook doesn't link to anything. The LinkedIn and Instagram do. So obviously make sure you update your Facebook social icon here. You've got your blog. And obviously these are all opening up in new tabs. I don't feel like you need to do that. I feel like, you can just click. If someone clicks on this, they don't need to really go to a new tab. I feel like it could just be on the same tab. So you've got your blog here, categories here. So only a few posts. So it's quite a minimalistic website, right? So there's not too many pages on here. It's all very easy to read, I suppose, in terms of your layout. Let me just look quickly. So you've got a form there, and the contact me text, you can't really read it that well, so I would consider changing that. And I'm just trying to see that you need. So we need to first identify what you're trying to, if you're trying to rank this website, what is it that you're exactly wanting people to type in to kind of reach you? Because from what I can see right now, is it'll be the easiest to reach you when they type in your name. But obviously, if somebody doesn't know your name, you've got to think about exactly what you're trying to optimize for. So Craig, do you have anything to add to the points that were mentioned?
I mean, there's not much to add other than what you've said there. I think it's maybe just a new website and he's not fully launched it. You've got to add a lot more content to this website. You're obviously going down the route of looking, trying to rank for some long tail keywords, which is always good. But broken links, and not linking to your social channels is kind of basic errors. So I would fix the basics first, build some links, and try and drive more content and more engagement onto the website, including getting people commenting on your blog posts, and just pad it out a bit more, because we don't know whether this guy does any work or not. His blog about him, if we wanted to hire Himanshu as a freelancer, what does he do? Is he just solely an SEO guy? Can he help us with pay-per-click? Can he help us with social media? What the hell do you do? And that the website there doesn't really tell us what you do too much. If you do offer services, indeed that is. And I'm sure with every website, one way or another, there is some kind of commercial angle, and we can't really see what that is here. So
Yeah, I think the other thing I'd add as well is, so on this post, the most recent one, you do have 8 comments on it, and the other posts don't really have anything. And generally speaking, your blog content is actually quite comprehensive. The second one here about adding images in Elementor Page Builder, that, you know, there's not too much content here, but generally you're using a lot of images, and that's always nice to see. The content looks well, but, you know, like Craig mentioned, you need to have the purpose, right? So each of your blog posts, making sure your internal linking, there needs to be, you know, a reason why you have the content. Don't just have it as kind of standalone. So, and obviously, like we mentioned before, fix the internal 404 here, because, you know, if people go on your site linking, they're thinking of hiring you, right? And they go and this is the first link that they click on. They see it's a 404. You're going to leave a negative impression on that person. So I think that's all I would add. Let me just stop sharing the screen. If you're happy to move on.
Yeah. Ryan Houghton wants to know why you're trying to bake a cake.
Oh, no, that that was for a YouTube video that I uploaded earlier this morning about Chrome extensions for SEO. So I'm not actually trying to bake a cake. It was just, man, people need to stop like stalking my tabs. Like, this is incredible. Let me close out that.
That's the thing, mate. You start to share screen and people are looking at your, not always looking at what you're actually showing them. They're looking at your like Chrome extensions and shit.
Yeah, we were meant to be looking at Himanshu's website, not at me trying to bake a cake on the Google search. But anyway.
So next one is Abdelia. I want to rank for Dentiste Casablanca. It's a city in Morocco. What are the odds to rank with a new domain name? So in terms of anything with a new domain name, it's going to take a little bit of time to do that. Now, I wouldn't imagine Casablanca is any more competitive than trying to rank for something like Dentist London or Dentist Glasgow or something like that. They are all perfectly achievable with the right SEO, the right links, the right content, and everything else. But with a new website, you know, it's going to take you several months to, you know, start to progress through the rankings. And, you know, you're not just a dentist. You know, you can go after a lot of other search terms such as, you know, teeth whitening, veneers, cosmetic dentistry, and a whole bunch of other long tail keywords that will bring you in traffic. So make sure that you do go around that. But there's nothing wrong with starting out in a new domain name. Go for it. New domain names can rank as well. So yeah, there you go. But we have another website, Itamar, from Mr. David Pope. Good to see you, David. GCSregistrar.com.
Okay, give me 1 sec. I'm going to type that in. gcregistrar.com. Okay. Right. The first thing that I'll point out, I'll just share my screen again. The first thing that I found is with, in terms of redirects. So I can see that when I typed in the URL, obviously the kind of naked domain, I don't know if you can see the redirect path extension on my screen, but it's redirected from www to non-www right off the bat. I don't know if there's a way just to, I mean, you know, if you could just, if somebody types in the naked domain, instead of it going first to www and then removing it for the HTTPS, I think it'd be easier. So there might be a kind of redirect. There's like a redirect chain that is a bit unnecessary. But anyways, apart from that, let's go on here. I mean, there's a lot of content right off the bat. So ISO management system solutions. Okay, so if we read more, where's that going? So that's the about page here. Okay, so this seems obviously like quite a professional site, right? Quite a very corporate site. So, okay, so when I click on this logo here, usually when I see logos on websites, I assume that it's going to take me to the homepage. That's not the case here, so maybe consider getting this image linking to the homepage. Obviously, I can see it says home here, but you know, in terms of modern websites, a lot of them don't have the text home. It will just be literally like the logo that links to the homepage. But okay, we can see you've got your service pages there. I can see you've got it linking that. Okay, so there's a lot of internal links here. And you've got all this. So just going down. Yeah,
David
sorry, you
added he can't get placed in the top 100 for over the last 2 months. And his main page is the ISO 9001 page. That is the one. So if you could even have a look at that and give us some tips around that, because he's not even getting into the top 10 pages for that.
Okay, I mean, right off the bat, I don't know exactly what ISO 9001 is, but I can see based on your title tags, you're trying to rank for the terms like quality management systems for businesses, that kind of stuff. So let's just have a look. In terms of the text or the content on this page, doesn't appear to be any thin content here. There's quite a bit of information. The only thing I would say is just, it does look a bit bland, if I'm honest. I don't know if that's just the nature of what the topic is, but you should also consider the internal linking and making sure that your internal linking correctly, especially to this page from other pages on your site. So, bringing in that value and spreading it evenly and making it really targeted here. And also, obviously, I haven't checked to see if you've got any links pointing to this page or things like that, which are all things that can have an impact in terms of how you're ranking for these queries, especially with the types of anchor text that you're using. So, Craig, do you have anything to add about this landing page specifically?
Yeah, so obviously there is some internal links near the bottom of the page. However, there is no links pointing to this page whatsoever. So if we go to Ahrefs or whatever, there is no links whatsoever pointing to the page. So, in terms of just throwing up content in ISO 9001 is probably not enough to ISO. Give me a second. I'm just putting it in myself. There's 381 million pages that are competing for that search term. And, is yours going to really hit the top 100 positions when you've got no links, no internal linking structure, and your domain is obviously quite new? There's no real power at all there. As far as it goes with the website in general and not just around that search term, your domain authority is 0.4. There's one referring domain. And what I would say to anyone is start off by building some good citations, whether that be niche relevant directories, local directories, and geographic specific directories. Now, you can do this yourself, or you can go to a service called SEObuilder.com. Now, one, that will help you rank in the map pack and all that stuff. But secondly, it gives your domain a little bit of power and authority because you're listed in other websites. On top of that, you do have to do some form of link building. The domain here, it's probably a month or two. In fact, give me a second, just to check who is, just to see how old the domain is. I think, the website, as Itamar said, does look professional. It looks like a good job. There's a lot of content there. And I'm not sure if it's just a case of, impatience is the answer here. So it looks like your domain was created on the 3rd of April 2020. So by the time you built your website and stuff, I would probably say that you're probably being slightly impatient, so to speak, and where you really want to ramp up is your link building activity. At least get those citations, at least start to build some good quality guest posts pointing to your website, and that should see you get into the top 100. Yeah, I would expect it to go a fair bit higher than that, to be honest, if you build some good links. And just keep an eye on your internal linking structure. Everything else, the website looks good. The length of content also looks good. And you mentioned that you were using tools like POP. These are the right tools to optimize your content. What you want to do is put out the same, if not better, content than your competition. And by using POP, that's essentially what you've been doing. So I think you have done a great job there. I think you just have to be a little bit more patient, and you'll be in a good place. Just get some good solid links.
I'd also just add on the top of that, just one final thing on the homepage. I stopped sharing the screen, but the blog post, when you reach down, there's a bit of a formatting issue. So there's a bit of space between the featured image and the title of the post. So that's just something to look into, just sorting that on the homepage, obviously, to make sure it maintains the professional look that the rest of the website has.
Was there feedback coming from my mic while I was talking?
Not that I heard. On my end, it was fine. I don't know.
Anyway, we will go on to the next one. So hopefully that helped you, David. Free SEO tool, Uber versus SEMrush versus SpyFu. Which is best? SEMrush is not free. Just to throw that in the mix there. But, what would you see out of all of those tools? Do you use all of them, Itamar?
Not all of them. I've messed around with Uber, and SEMrush as well. I do use SEMrush more. It's a tool that I'm more used to. I think on behalf of many or even most people in the industry, they would have at least tried out SEMrush before. Uber Suggest, obviously, it's a weird situation because they started off making certain things free, but then they've kind of brought that back, and they're kind of doing like a freemium model now, or you have to pay for certain things. So, in terms of if it's a versus kind of thing, and we're not talking about price, then I would say SEMrush. I've not really dabbled much with SpyFu at all, but I would say SEMrush. What about you, Craig?
I think SEMrush is a favorite, not just because I use it, but also because of the level of data and the amount of internal tools that they've got. They've got 40 plus tools in there as well, which a lot of people don't really appreciate. You've got your site auditing tool, you've got, a whole bunch of stuff there. So I think SEMrush is the best, but Uber and SpyFu are good tools. I'm not going to sit and discount them. They do what they do, but I just feel that SEMrush are obviously a bit more developed, and that's it. So there you go. Side Zihan, just put your website in the live chat here, and we will have a look at it for you. Guys, if you've just joined us, make sure if you want us to have a look at your website and give you some feedback on it, stick it in the live chat and we'll have a look at it. Just quickly, thanks a lot, Craig. Where can I get a service to give me a good solid backlink plan based on your competition? If you want to PM me, I can send you a few different options, David. If you want to catch me on Facebook or send me an email on my website, I can get pointing in the right direction, and talk to you about costs and the best way to spend your money effectively with the right vendors. There's loads of link building vendors out there, but whether they're good or not, I can certainly help point you in the direction of the good ones. So ping me a message on my website, craigcampbellseo.com, and I'll get back to you after the webinar, and I can give you a bit more guidance on that and what you might want to spend on it as well. No feedback there. We have right. So we've got Chris Palmer here as well. SEO Animal, good to see you, Chris. Must be early doors over there. So Abdelia again. What are the latest methods to verify a GMB for a service location? Itamar, do you want to do that, or?
Yeah, I think it's first, let's just kind of state where we're kind of going in terms of the purpose of the webinar. So I think obviously any questions like this, like Craig and myself are happy to answer you. But for the sake of this webinar, I think it's best if we start carrying on with the site audits, just the mini audits. And obviously these kind of questions we can definitely get back to you. But obviously if you just joined in, all you have to do pretty much is subscribe to Craig Campbell SEO, subscribe to Itamar Blauer on YouTube, and drop the links to your websites on the live chat. And then we're going to do literally mini audits for about 5 minutes each. So we're just giving feedback about what we think and things like that. So even questions about, what's your favorite Ahrefs feature? Obviously, we can sit and talk about this, Craig. But do we have any URLs?
No other websites just yet.
Okay.
But we'll answer these questions quickly, but do stick your URLs in. What's your favorite Ahrefs feature, Itamar?
For me, I think the backlink intersect tool is something that I quite like. So, I'm quite, nosy in terms of what competitors are doing and the kind of links that they get. So for me, it's quite good to put in my domain, put in a few of my competitors' domain, and then see what are some backlinks that my competitors have in common that I don't. So obviously I'm doing that not just because it gives me some easy ways to at least get links, because if someone's linking to 3 of your competitors, there's no reason why they won't link to you. So that's a tool that I use quite a lot, just to give you an idea in terms of the link building opportunities that you have. So I'd probably say the backlink intersect. What about you, Craig?
Another one, the broken link checker is another great one where you can obviously do your broken link building. It's just a great off the bat thing that allows you to reverse engineer whether you're looking for broken links in someone's website and then go away and look at people who are linking to that broken link and find yourself opportunities. It's a great wee tool, but you can talk all day about that, but that's the kind of one that I would probably use it for most. But going back onto websites, Saeed is saying best pickest. That's the name of his website. So let's see if we can see best pickest.
I've put that in a .com and it has loaded. I don't know if it's the right site, but it seems to be a informational content reviews for right products. Okay, let me just share my screen. I think this is the right one. And let's have a look here. So, right off the bat, I was looking at this and I thought that this was a food blog, just because the image is the first thing I saw. But apparently it says tools and information content and reviews for individuals looking for the right product to meet their needs. Now, I'll be honest, this kind of initial statement here, right, this heading is very vague because informational content, what informational content, what kind of reviews? And it says for individuals looking for the right product to meet their needs. I mean, I've got a lot of products that would meet my needs, right? I don't really see anything too specific about this, but I think it's something to do with, I thought, a food blog, and it says, based on the tabs, we've got kitchen appliances and then best tools. So I want to just take a look at.
Before you do that, Itamar, go back to the homepage.
Yeah.
Right, so you're looking at that, and then you scroll down slightly, and you see tools.
Yeah, I'm quite confused.
Which is not. Now, I think the guy does actually promote kitchen appliances and tools, which is fine, but I think you need a more generic look in your homepage.
Yeah, I mean, having a look at this, you see this right off the bat, I would think that this is a food blog where somebody's listing down, recipes for different dishes, right? And then as soon as I scroll down, I think I've reached, some engineer or, some kind of like home appliances and things like that, right? So, you need to make it more specific here. So we need to see the words kitchen appliances over here somewhere, and maybe this image as well can change. I'm sure you could find. I mean, it's a nice looking image, sure, but that image speaks kind of food blog to me. But obviously, you've started off here with different posts, so you've got 10 best bandsaws for your project. I mean, you got to think as well, what kind of keywords you're targeting, right? So like when you say for your project, I think that's probably the most generic thing you can say, right? So we need to be more specific about, you know, for your kitchen appliance or just any of these kind of keywords related to your niche here. Obviously, we can see that this is an affiliate site, right? So we've got all of these like listed Amazon products here. So, you know, right off the bat, as we said, there needs to be a much more suited for the intent and for what the kind of user is expecting. So obviously there is quite a lot of content on this site as well. So you're linking on the tab to your kind of category page, I suppose, here, and you've got different reviews for different kitchen appliances. Obviously, I'm not really a fan of these links opening in new tabs. I think it's best just to open them in the same one. But yeah, you know, kind of standard affiliate site. Craig, what are your first thoughts?
You know, obviously, in terms of the look of it, I think it is misleading. Something that I would look to address. You know, using the sliding banner to, you know, probably suggest that you do review kitchen appliances and tools rather than, you know, a plate of fruit would be able to help you do that. In terms of the overall website, it's very hard to criticize a website that's doing reasonably well. You know, I think in terms of rankings and whatnot, you clearly understand what works. You know, you're throwing a lot of content at it. You've got good domain authority, and you will be making money with this website. It ranks for over 15,000 keywords. However, I think, you know, when you're making websites, I would always, you know, what is the best grapeseed oil? What's that got to do with kitchen appliances and tools? I think you're going wild. Now, if, for example, you're selling music equipment and you were selling DJ equipment and then you went on to launch other products such as guitars, amplifiers, microphones, then fine. I think what I have a concern over is, you know, kitchen appliances to, you know, a drill to grapes, you know. Grapes.
Yeah, I think that just in general as well.
Anything on there, Google are not going to understand this is an authority in any given niche, given it's just got stuff that I feel is just totally irrelevant. You know, put on there, you know, almond oil, coconut butter. You know, it's either a food blog or it's not. You know, I just think you've mixed it up too much. It does rank well, and it's obviously hard to criticize. But I think, you know, if I'm on a website, I want that website to be a specialist in something, or be a review specialist in something. And it seems as if, you know, this is just a kind of anything goes on here. You know, what's going to be next on there? Is it going to be, you know, cigars or something like that? You know, it could be anything that's going on.
I think what I would say is, you know, when you look at this homepage and you get the idea as to what you're kind of doing, I feel like you're trying to tick too many boxes with your targeting. So, you know, fair enough, you might be ranking really well for a bunch of different keywords, but I think sometimes you got to think about the user as well, you know, rather than just how you're going to appear on the search engines, right? So, you know, if somebody's just looking for kitchen appliances, they're not going to care about what almond oil they need to buy, right? So I think usually what I would say is you've got to be really targeted. So if you're able to smash out all of the content for the kitchen appliances and do it really well and rank #1, then you'll be fine. I think if to try and incorporate all the lifestyle and things like that onto the same site, that's something that I'm not sure about. But, you know, just thinking from a user perspective, so obviously it might be doing really well in terms of the rankings. I haven't checked them myself, but, you know, that's something else I would say. But there is a lot of content on this site. I think, you know, for its purpose, I think it's fine. And obviously just the kind of little maybe suggestions about the targeting is what we'd probably say for that one.
And also, one last thing on there, you use flat URLs for all your blog posts. Try and get a good silo structure in there as well, especially if you are going to be that diverse in terms of products. You would want to probably incorporate a nice solid silo structure onto the website, just for going forward if you're going to make it a big one. But hopefully that helps you in some way. Please don't take offence. Hawk, your ride group. If you just stick in the name, then .com, I don't know if it's not letting you put it in for some security reason or whatever. But just tell us what your URL is. Just type it out, and we'll find it somehow. If I can get the thing up, it is Indian Sweets in USA.
Indian Sweets in USA. Man, that's making me hungry. Okay, let me tell you right off the bat, right? Let me show you what's happened here. So I'm gonna share my screen. I pasted in that URL, and I got this. So my internet provider has blocked the website. So I don't know what the reason is. It definitely thinks there's something fishy going on. So I just thought I'd show you that because that may very well be happening to a lot of people who may be trying to access your site. So I'm going to stop sharing and let Craig go on this. Hopefully your IP internet service provider hasn't blocked the site. So
nope.
I hope there's nothing fishy going on. I hope it is just Indian Sweets in the USA. But
so here is the website. I never got that message coming up. So we have Indian Sweets USA. This is the main store. Obviously lists all the sweets, which is all good and well. Just have a scroll around and see what's going on. There's a lot of blank space here. One thing from off the bat, you've got 2019 in your footer. Want to update that? Just a little niggly thing. But you don't want people thinking that you no longer exist. So we're going to have a quick look at. So it's on a proper e-commerce thing where it's got the old style catalog URLs and all that kind of stuff. Let's just see what happens when we go on a product specific. Product specific, very low amounts of content on there. Just give me a second, just have a quick look. I just want to see how well this website ranks. 0.3, and it gets a small amount of traffic. In all honesty, the website is on a platform that I think is just not that SEO friendly. When you look at your URLs, you've got main store, index, root, product ID 109, and you hear many SEOs talking about platforms that are not SEO friendly. What we would want to have there is kind of a more keyword rich URL if it's possible, and I'm not sure if that is possible with the platform you're on. I think that is a problem. A severe lack in content, even on your product page. There's nothing here really for Google to rank it on. So you've got your product description, which I know that there's only so much you can write about a specific sweet and whatever. But I would probably bet my bottom dollar that product description is on a ton of other websites who also sell these sweets. And you need to make sure that your product descriptions are unique. Alongside any category pages, any blog posts, and anything else you've got, everything has to be as unique as you possibly can. But just off the bat, I think you're on a platform that, is it workable? Can we make these URLs a bit more search SEO friendly? Can we get better than just that for, Ganesh Brass Idol as a title tag? Just let me check some other website, some other stuff on here. Bombay mixture, 250 grams. So I'm assuming that you probably can, manipulate your title tag and stuff like that, which is fine. But again, description here is very poor. It's probably not enough. 3 or 4 words of text is not going to be enough to rank well for Bombay mixture. And as I say, that URL structure is just really poor. I'm not sure what platform this is actually. I've not even got built with on this laptop. Other things, the website looks clean and tidy. You can see your add to shop and all that kind of stuff. And you've also got your kind of upsell stuff. That's all good and well. I just think for me, I would tend to use a platform like Shopify or something similar, which is I'm not going to sit here and say Shopify is the most SEO friendly platform in the world, but it's a hell of a lot more friendly than what you're on just now. And I think you have to kind of look into that and maybe try and get yourself onto a kind of platform that's a bit more SEO friendly. What do you say, Atamar?
Yeah, 100% agree. I think the URLs, as we saw, there's missed opportunities, right? And I suppose with the platform that you're currently using, I don't know what it is either, but there are missed opportunities. There is quite important to have the keyword-rich URLs for your different products. Obviously, making sure that the content is unique and that you're not just taking it from somewhere else, but also thinking about the other things that you could do to at least enhance the product pages, right? So, considering things, obviously, I know you're selling suites, so you could argue it might be a bit weird to have maybe a review section on there, or just even having certain and even blog posts that can maybe drive more traffic. So you could even have some kind of blogs related to the suites that you're selling, maybe like a top 10 list of whatever kind of Bombay mixture suites or whatever it was, right? So there are definitely many things you can do. I'm just unsure about the platform that you have, and maybe there are just too many limitations on it. But that's just a speculation. So that's all I have to say for that.
Yeah, it's on OpenCart, which is a fairly old school e-commerce platform. But yeah, there are things you can do to kind of try and better things. And, your platform can still be used if you're wanting to monetize it using paid search or social media or something else. I just think you may have to look at something else if you are wanting to do a lot better in organic search. Next one, Ryan Houghton. Why does my message keep getting removed? No idea, buddy. But web design Doncaster is the search term. The top site has had it for a while and has a DA of 60 and 22,000 backlinks. I mean, what's your website, Ryan? Tell us what your website is, and we'll get tore into that one. Next website we want to look at, though, from Tanvir is healthstuff.us.
Right, hopefully this will load up for me this time. And it has, so that's good news. We've got off to a good start. Let me share my screen here. All right, so health stuff. So obviously, as the name suggests, I'm expecting to be seeing a lot of health stuff. So this is obviously a kind of your money, your life kind of thing, right? So you've got health information and things like that. So generally speaking, I'd say right off the bat, without even knowing anything about this site, I'd say make sure that whoever this person is, Rebecca Mary, has, you need to be able to see that name crop up in more places, in more authoritative sites. I can see there's no profile picture there. So that's a big worry for me, because Google are cracking down on the YMYL sites, right? So they want to make sure that this kind of content about health is backed up by experts. So obviously you've got a post here by admin. That shouldn't be like that. Attribute it to somebody, have profile pictures there for them. Just looking here, obviously we can see that you've got a bunch of posts. You've got a bunch of different tabs: healthy living, diet, psychology. So it all makes sense, I think, for your niche. You've got a random article thing at the top here. I don't know if that is needed, I'd say. I mean, it sounds quite quirky, in my opinion. I think when you're talking about health information, do you really want to be seeing something that kind of quirky, random article? Like usually people, they're not just going to randomly look for symptoms, right? Or randomly look for a random piece of health information that can apply, right? So that's just something, I don't know if you'd need that. But let's dive in. Unless, Craig, you want to add anything onto the homepage or things like that, we can look into.
I think it looks quite nice, actually. It's quite a nice looking website.
Yeah, I agree. It's nice. I think the content makes sense for what it's about. Let's hop into a post here. So, right, what types of cancer can be treated with immunotherapy? Obviously, by admin, don't have any posts on this kind of site that are created by admin. Definitely have it attributed to someone with a profile picture. It's got 13 views and 172 votes. Now, I don't really know how that's possible. I'd say the social media sharing buttons, if there's a way to make them look more contemporary, that would be good. I feel like these are the kind of buttons I'd expect to see in like 2011, 2012, but that's just me. But obviously we can see that right off the bat, you've got some internal links here, which is good, that they're relevant to the subject area. You've got a lot of content here. Not any visuals or multimedia. That might be quite good because, I mean, you've just got blocks and blocks of text here. So it would be good to add some images in there, optimize those images, add some multimedia if you can, certain, high quality YouTube videos around the topic. Maybe that has been uploaded by some reputable sources. So that's something that would add to your content. I think the RPix, is that going to be on all of the posts, I reckon? Because, I don't know how much of the relevance that is, if it's just the same. So I think it's just the same two articles here. It says ads over here. I can't see any ads, maybe because I've got ad blocker, probably. But, I don't think the site's bad. What do you think, Craig?
I think it's, a clean, nice, tidy website. I've got the same concern of you as you in terms of the whole eat thing in that niche, in the health niche. You need to make sure that the people that are writing the blog posts do have a kind of profile and are well known and do have the right to be dishing out that advice. One other thing on the right hand side there, Itamar, where you are, is adding tags. I do not add tags whatsoever to any blog post, and I'll tell you the reason why. It creates a new URL for that content. So by adding all of those tags, you've basically created all of those URLs for the same piece of content, and in turn, you're going to have duplicate content issues and stuff like that. So never ever add a tag to a blog post. I know the option's there, but it creates an added URL and you don't really need it, and it's for the same content. So you're going to end up with duplicate content issues and stuff like that. And now it's easier for your customers to click on that stuff. You can no follow, they can tag stuff or whatever, or just don't add them at all. Again, I think tags on websites are something that was probably from 2011. So just be aware of that, because it will, as I say, cause SEO issues. But overall, I think the website looks really good, well laid out and everything. But again, the only other thing I would have is the sidebar. I would either have it blank, or if it's possible, I don't know what it's like on that particular template, but you don't want to have the same stuff on the sidebar across the website, especially if you're looking at something for cancer 1 minute and it's got these articles maybe suited to you, and then something else the next minute and it's still the same stuff. You would want to kind of mix that up, or maybe keep it. I don't know if you can tie it into more relevant articles or whatever it's going to be. But I think the website in general is good. But I did notice when you were scrolling through, I can notice some internal links on that page, but some of the previous posts don't have any internal links either. Mm-hmm. That's something you want to have a look at, starting to push power to some of those more important pages on your website. But you've got your table of contents, you've got a lot of other stuff. So I think overall, it's a semi-decent job, just a few tweaks here and there. And yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, I think this is the main kind of one of the main landing pages they want people to go to, right? A lot of the internal links were going to this page here. So obviously this is the bulk, or the bulkiest piece of content that you've got. So obviously, make sure that you do include some multimedia in there as well. That's quite useful in general. And the things that we said before as well about the author and making sure that whoever Rebecca Mary is, that they're on different highly authoritative sites, at least so that they're reputable. So obviously, maybe even changing the bio potentially as well to something that shows a bit more of why Rebecca Mary is an expert in this field. That will help you with your EAT. But apart from that, I think it's a pretty decent site.
Good man. Let's try and squeeze another one in. We're at 10-2, so we will have. Please have a look at hawkyourride.com.eu. Hawk Your Ride.
Okay. I don't really know what hawk means. Do you know what that means?
It's I mean, hawking it has a different meaning in Scotland, but it's not going to be the same thing here.
If it's in Scottish, I don't want it. If it's
selling like down the market, some guy would be hawking like watches or something like that. So
okay, I see. So this is like a kind of We Buy Any Car Australia version, I'm assuming, right? So turn your vehicle into cash. Obviously, let's take a look. I've noticed as well, you've got an emoji at the start of your homepage title tag. I mean, people have different opinions on that. I think for maybe the type of site you've got, I mean, it does appear quite quirky. So maybe it's not a bad thing. You might want to have it towards the end of the title tag, but because somebody might look at this tab and see that, then they might close the tab thinking it's like a pop-up or something. If you see what I mean. So, but let's have a look. So this is your borrow instant money. Okay, so carpooling. Okay, so we've got this kind of widget here that you could get a free evaluation. We've got the how it works. So this is a JavaScript. Okay, so that goes to a video, right? Okay. I don't think the homepage is too bad. You've got the internal. Oh no, wait. Are these internal? Yeah, internal links here. Okay, you've got contact. I mean, these images are quite. I don't know about this image and that image is quite funny. But what do you think, Craig? Right off the bat.
Right off the bat, I think it's a nice looking website. One slight concern I would have, and it's probably a nothing thing, but it always struck home to me, is that any website at the top of it, where you've got your call to actions, it's 2 mobile phone numbers. And to me, if I was wanting to hawk my car or get money for my car, would I do that without being able to phone like a proper landline number? I think so. A guy said to me, so I'll tell you the story. I had the website, and someone said to me, Craig, no one's ever going to phone your website. And I was like, why not? And he said, you've not got an address and you've got a mobile number on there. It just smacks of unprofessionalism. That's what the guy said to me. And I'm like, fuck, but I don't want to have my landline on my house phone on the website. And, I don't want my home address on there. So I went away, got the mailing address, and got an 0800 number, which in theory just forwarded on to my landline. And right enough, calls did come through. And I think, especially when it comes to finance and, turning your vehicle into cash, would you just phone a random guy on the internet for that? And I'm not sure if it's a lead gen site or anything like that. And I know you have got an address, several addresses on your website. It might be a nothing thing, but that's the only thing that would put me off. I think in terms of looking at the website in general, I think it's actually a very nice looking website, and I love the kind of call to action, and I love the other loan pages where they've got their collateral loans, bad credit loans. I think in terms of a good, solid SEO structure, they have a nice solid structure there going on. The other thing that I noticed they do on a lot of their pages, give me a second just to double check. It's fairly good in terms of SEO structure. The weakest thing with this particular website is the backlinks. I think they've done a good job. They do rank for a lot of search terms, but anything, in terms of finance related, you do need to be a little bit more, aggressive with your link building than most other niches. And I think, that's something that they have to look at to kind of get the top end positions. Now, they have got some great positions there, for, collateral loans and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of their top search terms are all at the bottom end of page 1 or top end of page 2. And that basically is just down to link building. Everything else on page-wise, looks-wise, and everything to me looks fairly on point. It ranks. So it's very hard to critique that. And as I say, in terms of the layout, it's got nice visuals on there, nice, ticks and stuff like that. I think it's just a nice, clean website, and it's one that I would probably use.
They've got a lot of, you can tell there's a lot of work that has been put into this site. I mean, even all of the pages that you've got there, everything's kind of made, tailored, and you've got all of these different forms with the nice CTAs, nice images, and even the social media icons. Like they've made a Snapchat for this service, right? And you can see that you can tell 100% right off the bat, there's a lot of effort that's been put in that site. So I think, like you said, Craig, the on-page stuff is mostly absolutely fine. But, just ramp up the link building, become more aggressive with that, and then you will slowly start to see your positions organically creeping up into towards the top of page 1.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, you're doing a great job there. Just keep doing what you're doing, and I think you will continue to climb the rankings. Just get better links. But we have time for probably one more quick one. Shabarish, you haven't actually. I've just checked through all the messages. Don't see a link to your website or any kind of message there at all. It's not pulled through. So
what about Ryan? Has Ryan linked to the site? I can't see it.
Yeah, to hawk, to pawn. Yeah, pawn is probably the right word. But yeah, we get people up here just say, yeah, that guy's hawking some bullshit, down the market or whatever. That's kind of general use of the term that I would use in Scotland. That's if someone's selling something, crazy, like, cheap watches or whatever it may be. But yeah, so we may have time to do Shabarish's website if he puts it in the chat quickly. But I would be interested in finding out if you guys enjoy this format and, getting some feedback on your websites or some critique. Is it useful? Let us know in the comments on the video. And we can continue to do this. It's our first episode trying this kind of model. And it's just to see if it works and if there's interest in this type of thing. As I say, sometimes it's good to have a second opinion. People can tear my website apart, Itamar's website apart. Nothing at all wrong with it. But if you did enjoy the show, do please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't forget Itamar's YouTube channel, which is on the first comments below the video. We do like that to happen so that we can continue to do these videos. But I think we are pretty much out of time, Itamar. I don't think we're going to be able to do Shabarish's website. Sorry, Shabarish, it didn't come through on the chat, but yeah, some people have enjoyed it. Chris, thank you very much. Appreciate your feedback. And yeah, thank you, Ryan. And Itamar, thank you to you for giving us this idea. In fact, very, very quickly. Cheers, David. We've got Shabarish's website, and I don't want to be that guy that leaves someone out. So let's have a look at get soundproofing.
Yeah, I'm going to try the .com now, and I think that's that. So let me quickly share my screen, and Shabarish will go have a look at it right now. Hopefully it's the right one. All right, so the page loaded quite quickly as well. So obviously this is about soundproofing. So you're actually talking here about tutorials and guides and things. So it seems to me like quite an informative type of website. I don't know if you're actually selling soundproofing, but you've got product reviews, tutorials, a bunch of things like that. So the first kind of CTA you've got here is read our guides, right? So probably to me it strikes as more of like an informative type of website about soundproofing, tutorials and product guides. So let's just hop into one of these. I can see that you did have a custom kind of featured image here. These ones seem a bit more stock imagey, but let's just have a look here. So you've got your table of contents. You've got, okay, all right, I see what you've done here. Okay, so, okay, here we go. The affiliate sites. So, right, we've got different, noise cancelling headphones, different affiliate stuff. I don't know why there's only 7 use. Oh, okay, I see. I thought it was 1 per type of category here in the table of content. So this is an affiliate site about different soundproofing products and things like that. So let's see this. So you've got videos on here, more videos, and there we go. So soundproof curtains. Craig, any thoughts right off the bat? The only thing I'd say really is like the formatting of the images. I think it looks a bit weird to have it just in the center. It could just be left aligned. But Craig, do you have anything right off the bat?
Right off the bat, nothing. If you scroll down a bit again, it's got a lot of other stuff there. Quiet air compressors and stuff like that. On a soundproofing website, it could be semi-relevant, could not be. Just be careful in terms of how relevant you really want to do. Because you're trying to protect people from sound, and then you're selling air compressors, which create a hell of a lot of noise, which is kind of counterproductive. And as one of the other websites we mentioned earlier, I'm not a fan of going too crazy with the one website. I think try and keep it semi-relevant where possible. But the website in general looks okay. It's it's got its internal links. It's got the content looks long, looks decent, and it's clean, tidy, and to the point. So there's not too much you can say in terms of he's got his category structure, so he's got some form of silo structure going on there as well. It's just your standard Amazon website. Just smash out more content, go for all of that kind of stuff. And as I say, I would always just try and keep things a little bit, niche relevant. Try and keep it as niche as you possibly can, and just make it a full soundproofing website, given the domain name and everything else. I think adding air compressors and whatnot on there is a bit of a crazy risk, if I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I agree. And I think also it's even worth checking back on certain content that you've already had published, because one of the ones that I scrolled through had a YouTube video that was not available anymore. Probably the publisher decided to delete the video. So, sometimes it's worth just checking back, making sure that everything on your landing pages works, so all the videos are working, and even the product links and stuff. But I think generally speaking, it's quite quite standard. I don't think there's too much to get into the nitty gritty of things, but I think it's fine. You seem to understand what you're doing, what the purpose is of the site. So you just got to carry on trying to build some links and ranking the content higher.
Exactly. But sadly, guys, that is us out of time. Thank you for everyone who joined in, and hopefully you've got value from it. And we will see you again next week at the same time.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.